The Lexus LFA is a rare and exotic beast. It's a supercar that was born from the passion and ambition of Toyota's engineers. It's a masterpiece of engineering, design, and performance, and it's the ultimate expression of the Lexus brand. The LFA was conceived in the early 2000s as a project to showcase the capabilities of Toyota and Lexus. It took almost a decade to develop, with 3 different concept versions unveiled along the way. The final production model was revealed in 2009 at the Tokyo Motor Show. It was limited to a run of 500 units, each being hand-built at a dedicated factory in Japan. The price tag was a staggering $375,000, making it one of the most expensive Japanese cars ever made. But what makes the LFA so special? Well, for starters, it has a 4.8-liter V10 engine that produces 553 horsepower and 354 foot-pounds of torque. The engine was developed in collaboration with Yamaha and has a unique sound that is reminiscent of a Formula One car. Let's take a moment and listen to an engine tuned by musicians. That engine can rev up to 9,000 RPM and has a throttle response time of just 0.2 seconds. Because of how fast the engine revs, it's one of the first vehicles that was developed with a digital instrument panel, which was used to keep up with that engine speed. The LFA also has a body made from carbon fiber reinforced polymer, which is lighter and stronger than steel or aluminum, even though the original designs had an aluminum body. The carbon fiber body accounts for 65% of the LFA's body weight, and it helps reduce the curb weight to 3,559 pounds. In the game, we can reduce the weight much more significantly. The LFA has a advanced aerodynamic package as well, with an active rear wing that adjusts its angle according to the speed and braking force. And this car performs as well as it looks. It's able to accelerate from 0 to 60 in just 3.6 seconds and reach a top speed of 202 miles per hour. It can also brake from 60 to 0 in just 102 feet. The LFA has superb handling and balance thanks to its front mid-engine layout and rear-wheel drive configuration. The LFA also has adaptive suspension and can adjust the dampening force according to the driving mode. Being that it is still a Lexus, it's got an equally stunning interior. The cockpit-like design of the driver's area is equipped with paddle shifters, a leather-wrapped steering wheel, and leather-trimmed bucket seats with carbon fiber frames. But for all its glory, the Lexus LFA was not a success. It can be used as a lesson on timeliness and the dangers of chasing perfection. It started out ahead of its competitors, but with numerous revisions and delays, the production version of the LFA was released behind the Nissan GT-R, which was available for a quarter of the price. Although the LFA may be arguably a better car, it's not likely 4 times the car. Gazoo Racing also lost one of its most respected test drivers, Hiromu Naruse, while testing the car at the Nürburgring. But even though the car itself did not shine as brightly as Lexus had hoped, the technology developed with the car has made its way into other cars in their lineup. Let's go ahead and bring it home to Tokyo and see how it handles our test lap. Like many new supercars, the LFA comes equipped with active aero. I don't like getting rid of that technology, but it does eliminate the adjustment in the rear end aerodynamics. My setup ended up with both the front and rear aero set to level 80. At Tokyo, the car felt like it was very well planted, but at the Nürburgring, it had a tendency to leave the ground while chasing the GT3 cars. That being said, it's exciting to drive and does what it's told, so I don't plan to change it. The engine note alone, to me, is worth the cost of entry on this car. Fully built, the car ends up with 708 horsepower and 404 foot-pounds of torque. That's especially impressive because it achieves this while staying naturally aspirated. The car feels solid and planted, but the weight only comes in at 2,544 pounds. Even with the engine in front of the driver, it also ends up with 52% of the weight being towards the rear end of the car. This allows you to brake a little deeper in the corners, and braking is something the LFA does exceptionally well. In testing, we were able to get 4 laps on a full tank of fuel, so the car is a little bit thirsty, but the tires wore at 5% to the front and 10% to the rear, so it did treat the tires pretty well. This car is a blast to drive, and I was able to pull off a win against the 800 series cars set in easy mode, but it may be better to detune the car a little bit to run with the 700 series races and possibly increase that gas mileage a little bit. But I did have a great time battling in Group 3. We ended up completing a lap of 1 minute 54 seconds, .501, putting the car between the Giulia and the 25th anniversary Countach. But numbers aren't everything, and even though the LFA didn't sell well for Lexus when it was released, I do recommend grabbing one because it does feel like something truly special. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we will catch you in the next one.